the International House of Patel. My father moved our family to the United States because of a word, a single word that he had first overheard in conversations among returning expats and in American films. It was a word whose meaning fascinated him, a word that for my father embodied the greatest part of the greatest country in the world and by its very definition challenged other nations to do better, to expect more from themselves, to reach for the unreachable. It was a singularly American word, a fat word, a word that could be only spoken with decadent pride. And that word was brunch. A stack of pancakes, 8 inches high, with 5 kinds of syrup, maple, caramel, chocolate, honey, and strawberry, eggs any style, biscuits lathered in whipped butter, muffins, hash browns, and as much coffee as you could drink. Orange, grapefruit, and tomato juice. French toast and a side of extra crispy turkey bacon and or sausage, because after all, we were Muslims. All for a measly $7.95. Brunch o Akbar. The beauty of America, my father would say, is that they have so much food that between breakfast and lunch, they have to stop and eat again. Breakfast and lunch, put them together and you get brunch. Genius, right? Bloody Americans. I love them. Their English is atrocious, but they have a word for everything.
With the ever so beautiful and talented Kurat, they call her Q. You see what I did right there? See what I did right there? But today we're at Asif Manvi's kickoff for No Land's Man. You've been here for the actual launch of his book. What do you think?
I think it's absolutely amazing. I think Asif is a groundbreaker in his own right, a trailblazer. I remember seeing his solo play, Sakina's Restaurant, in 1998 when I was in high school, and I was so mesmerized by it. I knew then that he was going to be just as big as he is now, and it really helped me to formulate my show, and he really inspired me.
So you do theater as well, and then he's done theater. Do you think that it's very different and difficult going from theater to acting, and then writing?
You know, I think that doing theater in America is very challenging. It has a lot of obstacles, and I think being South Asian and Muslim as well has a lot of challenges. And I think that he's really paved the way to securing a space for South Asians and as well as Muslims in our own right. I think that he incorporates comedy and drama in a way to really expand the minds of audiences to really understand what it is to be South Asian and Muslim.
As every Indian parent, I wanted him to be a doctor, an engineer or something like that. But then I saw that he was very adamant. He wanted to be a medical actor. And I said, okay, go ahead, that's okay. And once I knew his interests, I supported him all the way.
Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, the individual Asif Manvi, who is a writer now, is an author, debuting for No Land's Man. How do you like being here? This is your debut. This is your launch of the book, which is releasing tomorrow, please.
And so it comes out tomorrow, so I'm very excited about that. I hope people go and pick it up in the bookstores.
Obviously, this question's been asked already. How's different writing screenplay and theater than to an actual book which is published?
Well, when you write a book, it's a whole different form. You know, you're not writing dialogue in the way that you would normally, and it's much more descriptive. I mean, it's a very different format, writing a book.
Correct. And of course, it's a little autobiographical, I believe, right? And it's a little bit of an autobiography in a way, but is it
autobiographical? Yeah. I mean, I've taken liberties with things, but it's inspired by truth.
And how true are the stories that you say about your family? Is that very truthfully said?
Some of them are very true. Some of them are stretching the truth. Okay. But they're based in truth. Okay. They're all inspired by real things.
Correct. I really want to ask you about being that Muslim individual on The Daily Show. Yeah. Was there any sort of racism that was geared towards you during your prime times when you were initially on The Daily Show with John?
No, not racism. No, I wouldn't say that. No.
Even by the co-workers on the field itself, or?
No, not at The Daily Show. Okay. No.
And what would you say about Brink, at least? The Brink, you co-wrote that.
It's great. I'm a writer on it. I'm one of the many writers on it, but it's terrific. It's a geopolitical, satirical sitcom starring Jack Black, Tim Robbins, and a lot of great people. And it comes out next year, and it's sort of like if Homeland or 24 was a comedy.
Of course, awesome. Also, quickly to know about your relationship with the Indo-American Arts Council and Narun Shivdasani. How did it form?
I love the IAAC. I've had a relationship with them that goes back 20 years. They're terrific. They do amazing work. They've always been big supporters of my work. And I love Arun and I love Inder, and you know, they're great.
Awesome. Just to cut it off, how would you promote No Land's Man? How would you? What couple of words would you say for someone to go out and buy it?
I think it's a. I mean, I don't know how to do that, but basically, I think it's a story of, you know, I mean, I don't know. I can't say that. Because I can't put it. It's so many things to me, so that I can't say what it is in like 2 seconds.
Turning into three, we'll read all the letters you never sent, and make the old places new again. So what are the words I meant? It's for no one to read. It's never black or white, what we thought it would be. Turning into three, we'll read all the letters you never sent, and make the old places new again.
We're here with the First Lady, the lady of IAAC, and we had our bacha here today, Asif Mandvi. Tell us that experience, and now he's an author of No Land's Man.
Well, Asif I've known since he was a kid, I think. He's wonderful, he's very, very talented, and as you can tell today, he's funny. He's so funny. And I just love doing this because it's a pleasure. Firstly, it's our mission to showcase artists like this. And secondly, it's fun too. So it was a very enjoyable evening. It's a great kickoff for the Lit Fest. As you know, the Lit Fest starts on Friday with Salman Rushdie, ends with Ayad Akhtar, and the whole in between, we've got Suketu Mehta, Meera Nair, Padma Lakshmi, everybody.
We had a dance fest, obviously, here. We've had an art exhibition, many art exhibitions, and actually an art fest also, Erasing Borders, dance and art. Then we have the film festival, obviously. What took so long to actually get this Lit Fest into IAAC?
Money. Very important. We managed to scrape some money together to do this. So that's why it's so small. Although I have to say, very lucky. I'm blessed because I've got many friends who give me their time and energy, and so we're able to put things like this together. All these talented people, I call them and say, will you come? Yes. I mean, that's what makes it. And because they come, the people come and listen to them. So it's a blessing.
The most romantic thing my parents ever did during my childhood involved urine. I was not there when it actually happened. I was in rehearsal for a play at school. But the story had been told to me many times and has been recounted at many family gatherings over the years. It's the stuff of Mandviwala legend. Like many South Asian second-generation children, my sister Shabana and I grew up seeing little or no physical affection between my parents. There's food back there and Indian people. They're going to talk. best friend. This is how it starts. Fight, fight, fight! Unlike the parents of my Western friends, who seemed incredibly comfortable with outward displays of affection, pecking each other on the lips or calling each other sweetie and honey and darling, my parents never did any of that. If my father started a sentence with darling or sweetie, it meant he was attempting to mitigate the fact that the content of the sentence was probably about to make my mother very angry.
It's the story of something older and bigger than me and you. And you told it in a letter in the form of an evergreen cassette. And I played it in the morning till after the sun would set. See, Mother, I believe that half of everything I hear is true. Between you and me, I believe the anecdotes too. In the veranda, in the midnight heat, cousins and I would wait for the rains, singing songs about